Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News show. Let's begin with our daily news. Bruno Fernandez gives his verdict on teammate Christian Eriksen. Manchester United playmaker Bruno Fernandes has heaped praise on his midfield partner Christian Eriksen and his abilities in the middle of the park. Speaking to club media, Fernandes gave his verdict on United's new signings and what to expect of them as the season rolls on. On Eriksen, the Portuguese said, "It's really good to play with Christian Eriksen. He is a player that can find the passes, find the pockets, and obviously make game easier. This is because he finds me when I move between the lines. It's something that's not easy to do." Fernandes continued in his hailing of the Dane, labeling him a quality player with whom he was happy to be sharing the pitch and the dressing room. He pointed out Eriksen's extensive experience stretching from the Premier League with Tottenham, the Serie A with Inter Milan and the national team. On United's new signings, the 28-year-old backed them to hit the ground running but warned supporters that patience would be paramount as the new arrivals would need time to blend into their new environment. He urged fans that the players and coaching staff were playing their part in helping the incomings have as smooth a transition as possible. The midfield maestro insisted in his interview that it was only a matter of time until the new players' impact will start to be felt at Old Trafford. Gabriel Agbonlahor feels Manchester United ace David de Gea doesn't deserve a new contract. Speaking in an interview with Football Insider, as quoted by The Express, former Aston Villa striker Gabriel Agbonlahor feels that Manchester United superstar shot-stopper David de Gea does not deserve a new contract. De Gea's contract saga has been dragging on for quite some time now. There have been reports recently that contract talks with the Spaniard are not progressing on expected lines, and there is a chance that the renewal might not happen. The Spanish goalie has a contract with the Red Devils until 2023, although the club have an option to extend his contract by one more year. However, there is a chance that the Man United veteran might leave the club at the end of the season. One of the highest paid players at Old Trafford for quite some time now, De Gea has been performing at a very high level for the club. After a couple of indifferent seasons in between, the Spaniard seems to be back to his very best. A case could be made for the shot-stopper being Man United's best player over the last 12 months or so, and even maybe one of the top players in the Premier League during the past season and a half. De Gea has been the Red Devils' most important player too. Having said all that, it's kind of surprising that Gabriel Agbonlahor has come out with this kind of quote on the Spaniard. He went on to say, "I don't think he deserves that contract. I would move on, to be honest. He will have a few good moments, but he will make errors. The wages they are talking about, £300,000 a week, he doesn't deserve that. I would move on and look at a younger option instead." At 31, David de Gea is still very much in the prime years of a goalkeeping career. He still has many more years left at the top level, and Manchester United must not bail on the talented shot-stopper so soon. Barcelona among clubs interested in potential transfer of Man United star facing contract uncertainty. Barcelona are reportedly among the clubs interested in a potential transfer deal for Manchester United right-back Diogo Dalot after his superb form this season. The Portugal international took a little while to get going at Old Trafford, but has now become one of Man United's most important players and the clear first choice on the right-hand side of Erik ten Hag's defense. Still, it's not yet clear what will happen with Dalot's contract, which is currently due to expire in 2023, though there is the option to extend it by 1 year, with Barca named as one of his potential suitors. As per a report in the Manchester Evening News, Barcelona allowed Serginho Dest to join AC Milan on loan in the summer and made the risky decision to bring in Hector Bellerin for that role. Dalot would no doubt be a better option for the long term, and it's intriguing to see the man also mention that Dest had been a target for the Red Devils while his future was still up in the air. Overall, though, most Man United fans will surely hope to see Dalot commit his future to the club as soon as possible after the huge improvement he's shown in recent times. Louis Jackson tipped to make the grade at Manchester United. Louis Jackson has been tipped to make the grade at Manchester United, having been rated as one of the 20 talents at Premier League clubs. Journalist Jamie Jackson, no relation, of The Guardian, put the defender's name forward as one to watch out for. As a 16-year-old, the Scot put on an impressive performance for the Red Devils in their FA Youth Cup final victory over Nottingham Forest back in May. Jackson was not tipped to start that day, with Tyler Fredrickson falling ill hours before the match, opening the door for the youngster, and in front of 67,000 at Old Trafford, the defender grabbed at his opportunity with both hands. Jackson's talents did not go unnoticed that day, with his coaches confident in his ability to step up to the occasion. After all, this is a player who did not look out of place playing under 23's football at the tender age of 15 years. Now 17, the Oldham-born centre-back has represented Scotland at youth level and has a fine example to look up to. Darren Fletcher keeps abreast of matters relating to the youth sides and is on hand to help the youngsters with their development, and Louis Jackson can certainly depend on his fellow countrymen to lend his experience. While a promotion to the senior team is some way off, Jackson's ability to perform under pressure will stand him in good stead as he looks to forge a career for himself at Old Trafford. Man United keep 23-year-old attacker top of transfer shortlist, despite failing to agree a transfer during the summer transfer window. According to recent report, Manchester United have not given up on signing PSV attacker Cody Gakpo. That's according to a recent report from Forbes, who claims the Dutch winger remains a top target for Erik ten Hag's Red Devils. Gakpo, 23, has 4 years left on his current deal, so even though PSV are under no immediate pressure to sell, they will know that as time goes on, the player's value will decrease, which is why a sale within the next 12 months seems the likeliest outcome. Even though the 23-year-old failed to move to Old Trafford just some months ago, it appears the 20-time league winners still have the number 11 in their sights, and Forbes believes PSV's eventual asking price will not pose too much of a problem. Even though his future was heavily speculated earlier this year, Gakpo has remained the ultimate professional and has started the new 22-23 season in inspired form. Despite featuring in just 13 matches across all competitions this season, the talented wide man, who is well on course to make Louis van Gaal's World Cup squad, has already scored 10 goals and provided another 9 assists. Manchester United told the 4 things they must do to sign Jude Bellingham. Manchester United have been told that there are 4 things they must do to have a chance at signing Jude Bellingham. The England midfielder has been incredible this season, carrying his form for Borussia Dortmund onto the international stage this week, and Bellingham looks certain to dominate next summer's transfer window, with the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City and Real Madrid set to rival the Red Devils for his signature. According to Richard Fay of the Manchester Evening News, United's chances of winning that battle are slim but can be boosted with certain guarantees. First of all, a defined role would be needed for Bellingham, who opted to join Dortmund 2 years ago in search of a clear pathway to first-team football. That is unlikely to be a problem for United, who were desperate to add another midfielder capable of progressing the ball last summer. Erik ten Hag could not land Frankie de Jong, but Bellingham certainly fits the profile of a dynamic midfield playmaker and could fit that role snugly. Next up, United must have a clear vision for the future of the club. A feeling that the club are serious about moving forward and backing Ten Hag's vision would be crucial here. This summer's spending spree will perhaps have helped in that regard, but the next key factor will depend on how well the club's gamble pays off. Champions League football would be essential in demonstrating that the project has the momentum to match the ambitions of a top player like Bellingham. Recovering a difficult start to the season has boosted optimism around Old Trafford, but the form must continue to improve to guarantee participation in Europe's premier competition, a competition Bellingham already knows well. The final key factor would be making a strong case for a Premier League title during Bellingham's time at the club. It has been elusive for the past decade, with Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp currently dominating England's top flight. But as Erik ten Hag said in his very first press conference as Manchester United boss, an era can come to an end. Wes Brown tells Manchester United how to shut down Erling Haaland. Wes Brown has given his advice on how to stop Erling Haaland ahead of Manchester United's derby clash with Manchester City. The match set to take place on Sunday will be a huge test for Erik ten Hag's side as he looks to continue the good form shown by United following a nightmare start to the season. The Red Devils stand to make it 5 Premier League wins on the bounce, but will need to overcome fierce opposition to make that vision a reality. Chief among Ten Hag's concerns will be keeping Haaland from adding to his remarkable tally of 11 goals in 7 games this season. Speaking to 888 Sport, Wes Brown said the following: "He is quick and strong, and we have seen that he's been doing with defenders. He's good in the air and always seems to be in the right position, so you just have to be on him. Maybe forget about this player and focus on Haaland, get tight on him, but that's difficult with City because they have got so many good players. But anyone marking Haaland needs help when he's making those runs. Can you see it before it happens and cut it out?" With the wealth of attacking talent available to the Sky Blues, United's game plan cannot afford to focus too heavily on the Norwegian goalscorer. Wes Brown's suggestion that United's defenders must get tight to Haaland may look a little odd to observers, as Haaland's speed and strength usually have him roll anyone who gets too close to him. Brown was a fantastic man marker in his pomp, often pocketing Premier League great Thierry Henry in clashes with Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, but for a player of Haaland's profile, Brown's advice on cutting out runs seems far more apt. Stopping crosses from the likes of Joao Cancelo and Kevin De Bruyne will also be crucial. A good reference point could perhaps be found in Borussia Dortmund's approach in their group stage tie against City. For most of the game, Haaland was denied a sniff by an organized low block, with Niklas Zule and Mats Hummels working together well to restrict the striker. Unfortunately, the plan went out the window after Dortmund made a late switch to a back three, which seemed to disrupt the Bundesliga side's organization. Manchester United will need to avoid any such lapses on Sunday. Tottenham Hotspur could be challenged by Manchester United for the signing of Atletico Madrid goalkeeper Jan Oblak. Manchester United could pose a threat to Tottenham Hotspur as they eye a move for Atletico Madrid goalkeeper Jan Oblak. The Slovenian is a target for the North London side, according to the Evening Standard. Currently, 2018 World Cup winner Hugo Lloris is the number one in between the sticks for Tottenham. However, the Frenchman's contract expires in 2024, and Antonio Conte's side look at Oblak as a long-term replacement for the 35-year-old. However, Tottenham could face competition from the Red Devils. The Old Trafford side are monitoring the 29-year-old shot-stopper. David de Gea's future at the club is uncertain. The Spaniard has been with the club since 2011. De Gea has become one of the best goalkeepers in the world over the years. However, the 31-year-old has had his ups and downs over recent seasons. De Gea seemed to lose his confidence in between the sticks after the 2018 World Cup. Fans felt the 31-year-old lost a step after the tournament, where he made a few errors as Spain crashed out of the round of 16. However, De Gea has found his form in the last couple of campaigns. The Spaniard successfully pushed aside competition from Dean Henderson, and last season, the 31-year-old retained his spot in the starting 11. Under Erik ten Hag, De Gea has looked shaky. However, the Dutch manager has kept faith in the former Atletico goalkeeper for now. Oblak is known for his shot-stopping abilities. Fans who have seen him play regularly know that the 29-year-old's reach and reflex make him hard to beat. It remains to be seen if United pursue the Slovenian signature in the future. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.